Okay, I think we're going to begin. Everybody looks like they have a spot. So good morning, everybody, and welcome to McMahon Stadium. Thank you for taking the time to be here today. It is great to see the room so full. My name is Natasha Staniszewski, and I will be your host this morning as the Canadian Football League and the Calgary Stampeders are ready and eager to make a very exciting announcement. Let's get right to it. I would like to begin by introducing some of the dignitaries and special guests we have in attendance today. We are delighted to have a member of the Calgary Sports and Entertainment Ownership Group here with us this morning, Jeff McKeag. Stampeders co-owner and the co-chair of the 2026 Calgary Grey Cup Bid Committee, the Honorable Lois Mitchell. Co-chair of the 2026 Calgary Grey Cup Bid Committee, Greg Kwong. CEO of the Calgary Stampede, Joel Cowley. President and CEO of Tourism Calgary, Alicia Reynolds. Senior VP of Sales for Tourism Calgary and member of the Calgary Grey Cup Bid Committee, Carson Ackroyd. CEO of Launchpoint Sports and Event Strategies, Sean Van Kesteren. President of Launchpoint Sports and Event Strategies and member of the Calgary Grey Cup Bid Committee, Jeff Daniels. Also, please join me in welcoming the General Manager and Head Coach of your Calgary Stampeders, Dave Dickinson, as well as some of the Calgary Stampeders players, Rene Paredes, Bryce Bell, Cody Grace, and Trey Roberson, as well as a few members of your Stampeders alumni, Butch Caston and Stu Laird. We also have 5 speakers for you today who will all have a turn at the microphone in just a few moments. CFL Commissioner Randy Ambrosie, President and CEO of Calgary Sports and Entertainment Robert Hayes, President of your Calgary Stampeders Jay McNeil, Minister of Tourism and Sport for the Province of Alberta Joseph Schow, and the Mayor of Calgary Jyoti Gondek. Now, before we welcome our speakers to the stage, please turn your attention to the screens on my left for a very special video presentation.
Oki, Dadanistara, Ambawastich, Tansei. These are greetings to all of you in the mother languages of the Treaty 7 Indigenous peoples who stewarded the lands at the confluence of the Bow and Elbow rivers for generations before many of us came to call Calgary home. And it is the teachings of Indigenous people that reconfirm our commitment to making sure that Calgary is an inclusive place, a place where you feel welcome and a place where everyone belongs. And when we say together we ride, we mean it. The Stampeders want to make sure that everyone finds a home in the CFL, in the sport, that we are bringing in people from all over the country and all over the world to celebrate the Grey Cup. That's what you'll experience when you come to Calgary for Grey Cup.
The traditional Blackfoot name of this place is Mohkinstsis, which we now call the City of Calgary. While we're certainly lucky to be home to some of the most beautiful natural landscapes in the world, we are so much more than that.
It's a young city that loves to work together and do things that are for the good of the cause, to be honest with you. I think that more and more people want to look at the purpose. What's the purpose behind it? I really believe that Calgary deserves it and will do a phenomenal job at it. That's really what it comes down to.
In 2026, it will have been 78 years since a passionate group of Calgarians boarded the train to Toronto to watch their beloved Stampeders win their first Grey Cup, and in the process, having forever changed the festivities. You likely know the legend, complete with a dozen horses and a chuck wagon. More than 250 Western-dressed fans danced, paraded, and served up pancakes, turning the Grey Cup into Canada's greatest party, now officially known as the Grey Cup Festival.
In addition to our learnings from 2019 and our signature hospitality, improvements on Stampede Park will provide the opportunity to create truly iconic and memorable experiences. Of particular note is the BMO Center expansion. This 500,000 square foot expansion, which was opened in June of 2024, brings the BMO Center to over 1 million square feet.
Not only did we pioneer the festival itself, but in 2019, we created a first-of-its-kind epicenter of activity when we brought the CFL team parties to a single location to anchor our festival site. And in doing so, we elevated the hosting standards of the Grey Cup Festival.
After hosting a very successful Grey Cup Festival in 2019, 2026 stands to be bigger and better.
Calgary is an emerging music city with a love affair for music festivals, now home to over 50 music festivals, with our crown jewel being the Calgary Stampede, where 63% of its 1.4 million visitors in 2023 visited at least one type of music venue on Stampede Park. Oh, and we haven't even mentioned our plan to host the second ever Grey Cup Rodeo, where we will build off the tremendous success of 2019's inaugural event. Hosting the 113th Grey Cup would also serve as a catalyst for the development of a dedicated flag football venue in our city, made possible by Grey Cup 50/50 revenue and the Stampeders Foundation, following a legacy blueprint from the 107th Grey Cup, which resulted in a $600,000 contribution towards the Shouldice Seasonal Dome. We will introduce our sport to new audiences with the aim of cultivating a new generation of football players and CFL fans. As we stand poised to continue to lead the nation in population growth thanks to our surging economy, we are also among the best in the world at hosting major international events. And if offered the opportunity, the 113th Grey Cup and Festival will no doubt serve to reinforce that proud legacy of excellence. Calgary 2026. Saddle up for Grey Cup.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to introduce members of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and the Calgary Fire Department to bring in one of Canada's most iconic and revered trophies, first awarded to the CFL's championship team in 1909, the Grey Cup. Okay, that's pretty awesome. Let's have a hand for the Grey Cup. Okay, so now that the Grey Cup is in the house, I think we are ready to hear from our speakers. If I could ask the 5 names that I mentioned earlier to please come on up to the stage. And Randy, don't get too comfortable because you're up first. Randy Ambrosie, the CFL Commissioner.
Okay, well, good morning, everyone. And let me start by saying it is, for me, exciting, always exciting to come to the city of Calgary for many, many good reasons, and not the least of which is it is just an amazing place. It is a welcoming place, and it is a city that is renowned for its hospitality and its ability to throw a good party. For me personally, it's the place where my CFL career started. 1985, I was the Stampeders' first-round draft pick and had an opportunity to play my first 2 seasons here. I won my Grey Cup in 1993, right on this field, just outside to my right. So this city will always hold a special place in my heart. I'm wearing my Lamley's cowboy boots today as part of my Grey Cup announcement. And again, to all of you, you can never come here without feeling welcomed. And to each and every one of you in the room and everyone who's watching that are part of this great Calgary community, thank you on behalf of all Canadians and frankly, all people that live in this world that have a chance to come here and feel so warm and welcome. Now it is my pleasure and honor to announce today on behalf of the Canadian Football League Board of Governors, our 9 teams, and the entire Canadian Football League family from coast to coast, that the 2026 Grey Cup has been awarded to the Calgary Stampeders, to the City of Calgary, and to the Province of Alberta. And on behalf of the Board of Governors, our heartfelt congratulations, and we are looking forward to one of the great Grey Cup parties of all time.
I apologize, Randy, that's my bad. You were supposed to stay seated, so thanks for getting up. Following up that very exciting announcement, let's move on to Robert Hayes, President and Chief Executive Officer of CSEC.
Thank you very much, Natasha. Good morning, everybody. I've done a few of these in my career, but I've never done one where I felt like I needed a booster seat compared to the people that I'm sitting around. These are big men up here, that's for sure. Hey, Your Worship. I get to bring greetings on behalf of Calgary Sports and Entertainment Corporation, and I can honestly say we are incredibly thrilled, all 2,000 employees, to have the privilege of hosting the 2026 Grey Cup. So thank you so much, Randy, to you and the team. I was in my role for probably 2 to 3 weeks, I think, when I got a call from Jay McNeil, who up until that time I had met once or twice, and he said, hey, we have to have a discussion. And he said, we have a chance to bid and to host the Grey Cup. And I said, well, that sounds like kind of an easy thing to do. So then I found out that Jay's leadership and all of the folks in the community wanted to really do it and come together. And they put together a first-class presentation that we went to Toronto and we did for Randy and the Grey Cup Committee. And I may be a little biased here, Randy, but I don't honestly think you had a choice as to where it was going to be held, because it was just unbelievable what everybody put together. Many of the folks are in the room who supported us. We cannot thank you enough. This is truly going to be the City of Calgary's Grey Cup, as you alluded to, Randy. It's going to bring excitement, it's going to bring energy, it's going to bring investment to the city, and we are so ready to host it. So thank you very much again, Randy.
Jay McNeil, President of the Calgary Stampeders.
So, as you can imagine, I'm an emotional guy, and so I'm going to try to slow this down because I've got a lot I want to share with you. First off, thanks for coming today. This is a big day for the Calgary Stampeders, and we appreciate everybody being a part of it. I'd like to reiterate what Robert said. Thank you to our partners that have been with us every step of the process. We appreciate it, and we wouldn't be here without you. Special thanks go to the province, to the city, and to Tourism Calgary. Without you, we wouldn't be here today, and we are excited to partner for the next 2 years. Now, the Grey Cup is the biggest single-day sporting event in Canada, and we are excited and we are honored to be the host of the 113th Grey Cup in 2026. So last week I got a call from Randy, and we were in a leadership meeting, and Robert was speaking, and my phone rang, and I saw that it was Randy. Now, normally I wouldn't get up in the middle of when Robert's speaking, but I thought maybe Randy was calling with the news of the bid. And so I stepped out, and sure enough, he hit me with the good news. And admittedly, I was happy, I was excited, and I was a little bit overwhelmed. And as I stepped back into the meeting, I had to stop and catch myself because I was emotional. And that emotion came from, not only do we have the opportunity to have a long-term impact on the Calgary Stampeders organization, but we have an opportunity to have an impact on our city, on our province, on our league, and on the game of football. And it's not just an opportunity, it's a responsibility. It's one that we've taken very seriously. Our bid committee, as we were making our decisions, used that sense of responsibility in guiding us in building our vision and our plans for 2026. And as you see from that video, we are planning a spectacle. Whether this is your first Grey Cup, or maybe you've never seen football before, or maybe you've been to 50 consecutive Grey Cups, because we have lots of fans that have done that. We are planning something for everybody, and we are planning on delivering an experience that you won't forget. In 2019, the Calgary Stampeders hosted the 107th Grey Cup with tremendous success. And part of that success was because of a partnership with the Calgary Stampede. And we're excited to say that we are going to partner with the Stampede again in 2026, and we are going to make it bigger and better. And I want to announce today that Stampede Park will be home of the 113th Grey Cup Festival. And the BMO Center will be front and center for the celebration. Now, we have a plan to make announcements over the next 2 years with more details of our plan, but I want to share a little bit with you today, and you've seen some of that in the video. You know, music has the power of bringing people together, and Calgary is quickly becoming known as one of the premier music cities in Canada, and we want to capitalize on that. And so music will be the foundation for our Grey Cup Festival. And we are planning a concert series where a concert will be played every night of the festival. From the Big Four Roadhouse to the Scotiabank Saddle Dome, it is going to be special. We are also going to, in 2019, we hosted the first ever Grey Cup rodeo, which you saw in the video, and we're going to do it again in 2026. Only we're going to make it bigger, and we're going to make it better. And then finally, the BMO Center is going to be front and center again when we host our team parties. And it is going to be a place with so much energy and a great environment. Our fans are going to want to be there. Now, Calgary has a history of taking big events and making them even bigger. Whether it's fan attendance, whether it's corporate partnerships, or whether it's volunteers, our city is ready to host the Grey Cup. And I know we're going to do an incredible job in showcasing our city, our province, the Canadian Football League, and our fans. Like many Canadians, I am a lover of the Canadian Football League. And so it's for everything that it stands for, from how we bring communities together and how we connect with our fans. And so I say to all the fans across Canada, get ready, because Calgary will be ready to to welcome you with open arms and that Western hospitality and give you an unforgettable experience. And I want to say to Calgarians and Stamps fans, who are some of the most passionate fans in the country, this is more than just a week-long celebration. This is going to be a 2-year journey, and we are excited to do that with you. So I'm going to finish with this. The 113th Grey Cup in Calgary in 2026. Canada, get ready to saddle up for Grey Cup.
Joseph Schow, Minister of Tourism and Sport in the province of Alberta.
Well, thank you very much. It's such an honor to be here with you today, and it's a great day when I get to do an announcement in a locker room. I feel very much at home right now. A word's not often used in politics is thank you, so I want to start with some thank yous. I want to thank the players for allowing us to come into your locker room and do this announcement here. This is a sacred place to earn your right to be here, and I'm humbled to be here with you today in your locker room, especially for such a monumental announcement. Now, when I did come in here, I got some looks thinking, hey, maybe they brought a player in here to help celebrate this incredible announcement. But I can assure you that that is not the case. I could probably limp the 40-yard dash in 20 seconds, and the only thing that I'm cracking are my knees and ankles, not any rosters anytime soon. But this is such an incredible announcement. I want to thank I want to thank Randy, I want to thank Robert, Jay, and the mayor, and all those who have helped make this thing a real possibility. It's been such a pleasure to go through the process and learn more about the Grey Cup. I've watched it since I can remember. It's a tremendous event, and it's always brought such excitement to the city that gets to host it. But I know with all my heart that Calgary is going to absolutely blow it out of the water in 2026. Because it also has a lot of economic benefit for the city. For Calgary, we're expected to produce $50 million in economic return, and that's with a small investment from the province of $4 million, something that I think is so essential to show how we support sports. Because as a kid, you get to watch the sports on television, and you look at that and you think, one day, I could do that. One day, I could be on that field. And maybe it happens and maybe it doesn't, but that excitement it creates, it gets kids, it gets young adults playing sports, getting them active. And as the Minister of Tourism and Sport, that's my job. And so any chance I get to promote sports in this province is a win. And so I'm so grateful you've chosen Calgary. I'm so grateful to Tourism Calgary for all their tremendous work to make this a reality. I see Alicia here, I see Carson, and all the other people up here. This is going to be the best. Now, as I said, I won't be on the field on game day, but I know that despite having hosted this thing in 75 and 93 is my understanding, we did a little research in my office because I don't know all the statistics. I know that an Alberta team has won, but not at home. That's going to change in 2026, am I right? Absolutely. All right. So on behalf of the province, the Premier, my cabinet colleagues, and all the legislature, I want to wish the Stampeders success in 2026. Congratulations on being awarded this bid, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys get the dub in 2026.
And finally, the Mayor of the City of Calgary, Jyoti Gondek.
Thank you so much. I'm going to welcome you all with Oki, Daranastada, Ambawastich, and Tanse. These are greetings to all of you in the mother languages of the Treaty 7 people who stewarded these lands at the confluence of the Bow and Elbow rivers for generations before we came to settle here and before we came to play football here. And Minister Schow, I had the same problem as you. I walked in and people said, wow, we've got women playing now? I want to thank everybody that's up here today because I know it's all of your hard work that went into this incredible victory of being able to host the 2026 Grey Cup. And there are so many people who made this possible. And let's think about what this does for our city. You've mentioned that it's a $50 million uplift to businesses, to restaurants, to retailers, to hotels in our city. It is also an opportunity for people to come together and have a music festival, for people to come and attend one of the biggest games that people look for every year. It's actually a game changer for Calgary in many ways. This is putting us on the map yet again as a city that has an amazing visitor economy and a city that can welcome anybody and make them feel at home. And none of this is possible if we don't collaborate and work together. So, like Minister, I want to thank all of the people that were involved as well. Obviously, everyone here that's on this stage, but I want to thank in particular, the passionate man in the middle here, Jay, and his crew at the Calgary Stampeders for leading the charge on this bid and the full support that you received from Calgary Sports and Entertainment Corporation. And I want to thank Lois and Greg for leading up the bid committee. Your passion is clearly the thing that got us across the line as well. Thank you to Launch Point and Calgary Stampede, who have always been a part of the big events we do in this city. And the players and the alumni. The fact that you show up for this city in more than just the role that you play, playing football, you mean a lot to us. You're the heart of our city, so thank you for being committed to us. Thank you for Tourism Calgary as well as the City of Calgary teams that stewarded the bid on our behalf. I can tell you that Alicia and her team at Tourism Calgary are absolutely dedicated to making sure that we are a destination city, and they use the bid fund that we put together for them in the most meaningful ways. So thank you to your teams as well, and a really big thanks to all the fans who have always demonstrated great love for this team, great love for this sport, and great love for this city. You're the reason we do this, and as we welcome everyone from across Canada and the world, it's really about the Stamps. So go and bring us back the cup in 2026. Like you said, let's do it at home. So congratulations to everyone involved.
Okay, thank you to all of our speakers, and this brings the formal portion of this morning's announcement to a close. Thank you to everyone for being here today for this announcement. Speakers will now be made available for interviews upon request. Thanks, everyone.